my brothers and sisters. This is your brother in arms, Garrett Bacon. Welcome to another episode of Your Daily Armor. Today's topic, driving training? Really? So I will tell you, there's a lot of perks of being a police officer. One of those is you get to drive fast and in all kinds of cool situations. But they don't just hand you the keys and say, here you go, Rook, figure it out. You literally go through driving training hours and hours and hours and hours. But a lot of it's fun. You get to figure out how to do reverse 180s and skid and all kinds of fun stuff. So I learned a lot of that, obviously, in the academy. I had a really cool driving instructor, taught me a lot of things. Now, I will tell you that driving in the academy with an instructor is fun. Having the instructor come out with you on the street, not so much fun. So how do I know this? Well, that's right. It happened to me. So within my first year being on the street, I had been in a fender bender. It wasn't my fault, but I'd been in it. It happens all the time, right? Well, my boss didn't think so. So he called up to the academy and he got a hold of the driving instructor and said, hey, can you come ride with this guy and make sure he's doing what he's supposed to be doing? I was like, you mother... Not a happy camper. So the next shift, he didn't tell me any of this either. The next shift, what happens is the lead driving instructor is sitting in briefing. And my sergeant tells me, he's going to ride with you. I was like, not happy. What was I going to do, right? So jumped in the car with him. I was literally going to sit in the parking lot and not move because he was going to be there for 2 hours. And I was not going to move until his time was up. I'd be like, nope, I'm just going to sit here, stubborn. This guy, now mind you, he's a super nice guy, really very knowledgeable, very detail oriented, but he's like a nitpicker, the smallest of things. Your hands got to be at 10 and 2 the whole time. You got to have your seatbelt on all the time. You got to look both ways all the time. Everything. Nitpicker. Also, I was going to make it easy for myself, right? So I couldn't sit at the station, obviously. I start scrolling through. There were some pending calls. One of them, I think it was a residential burglary, a delayed one. So I was like, yeah, I'll take that and it'll be super easy. I'm literally picking up the mic to ask for the call when a hot tone comes across the channel. Beep, meaning there's emergency traffic. And sure enough, I get dispatched as primary, meaning the first officer. Now, it dispatches us on distance, on GPS, distance from the call. And I happen to be the closest, so I got sent to it. It was a shots fired call, which elicits a code 3 response, meaning lights and sirens. So my worst nightmare, having the driving instructor next to me critiquing the way that I drive code 3 or with my lights and my sirens on, was happening. Well, here we go. Turn on my lights, turn on my siren, get on the radio, say I'm responding, pull out of the station. So I turn left, go down the road. I'm stopping at each intersection, even when I have the green. No, wait. No, I'm not doing that. Yes, I am. I really am. So I'm stopping at all these, I'm following the speed limit. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing because I don't want him to tell my sergeant that I don't know how to drive. So we get to this intersection, a major intersection. I stop and I look both ways. No cars, no people, it's clear. Turn right, continue. So I get to the area, start looking around. Well, like most shots fired calls, it ends up being nothing. So clear the call and driving back to my beat to go take a call over there. Now during this entire code 3 response, the driving instructor had been silent. He hadn't said anything, had not opened up his mouth, had not said a word. As we're driving back, right, with me thinking, I did a pretty good job. He didn't have anything to say. As we're driving back, he tells me, did you see that pedestrian? Did you see that pedestrian? And I'm like, pedestrian? What pedestrian are you talking about? So he proceeds to tell me that at that major intersection, that even though I stopped, came to a complete stop, which was good, he said, if you looked left all the way on the other side of the roadway, on the sidewalk, mind you, there was a pedestrian. I was like, okay, they're literally 50, 60 feet away from me. She saw me, I saw her, like we made eye contact, like not even close to being in the equation, right? She wasn't going to interfere with my ability to make the turn. I wasn't going to interfere with her ability to cross the roadway. But he tells me, he goes, you should have waited for her to cross the street. Are you kidding me? Wait for her to cross the street? She's on the other side of the street. I'm responding to a call where someone may be shot. Let's see. Which one takes priority? I was pissed. I was like, man, what are you smoking? So he proceeded to, as I'm fuming on the inside and just 10 and 2, driving, he proceeds to give me a 10-minute lecture on the importance of pedestrians and watching for them. Like, I knew he was going to tell this to my supervisor. I was pissed. So I quickly asked for a shoplifting call. I left him in the car. I spent the rest of the time inside the convenience store. Like, I didn't want anything to do with it. So what does this have to do with anything? Other than the fact that I was pissed off. Well, the point of this whole thing is, it doesn't matter whether he was right or wrong. It really doesn't. The point he was trying to make is that details matter. Paying attention to the details. See, I wasn't paying attention to the details. And the details are sometimes the difference between life and death. So think about in your life across the core four, your relationship with your body, relationship with God, your family, and your business. Where are you not paying attention to the details? Where are you ignoring the details that eventually are going to come back and bite you in the ass? Where is it? Is it your diet? You're eating bad and you know eventually you're going to have a heart problem or diabetes or something else? Is it the fact that you don't tell your wife you love her every day, and even though you know you should, and you know that it's going to come back and bite you because you're not going to have sex? Yes, believe me or not, or believe me, they are related. The point is that somewhere in your life you're not paying attention to the details, and this is what it's going to cost you. For me, it was really simple in that situation, right? The pedestrian was on the other side of the road, so it didn't really cost me anything other than a write-up. Like, that's what I got out of the whole thing, right? But it could have been worse, right? What if I wasn't paying attention to the details? What if she had been right in front of me and I hadn't seen her, hadn't stopped? Could have been worse. So what has the cost been for you not paying attention to the details? What has it been? And how could you change that? See, a good friend of mine, Coach Sam Falsafi, says, details matter, period. And they do in your life. Take care of the details. All right, that's it. So I need you to go to Facebook and Instagram. Follow us, like us, share this. It's Warrior Guardian. And on YouTube, at The Real Warrior Guardian. Follow us. You'll find some really cool content there, some trainings, and some other things going on. Sayonara. We'll